Tak dobrý večer, přátelé, dobrý večer. Máme chviličku po 9. A my se budeme zase tady chviličku trápit a bavit zároveň společně tady s naším detektivem, nebo spíš detektivama. A budeme řešit, co dál. Takže víceméně máme částečně vyřešeno to tělo. Ale ještě než odešleme Kima dopryč, tak to tady celý prošmejdíme a děláme ještě po ruce. To tady jdeme prozkoumat trošku.
A thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace, coloring it pitch black.
Je to pec?
Looks like it. Looks like an old central furnace used to heat the building. It's connected to the chimney. No one has used it in ages. No signs of any recent fire. Only dead rats.
It's dark and grimy here. In the darkness you can hear chatter. It's coming from above. A voice or several voices talking to each other. Near the smoke chamber, upstairs. The echo is so prominent, it's impossible to discern what the voices are saying or what's producing them.
What are you doing?
Slyším mluvit vraha oběšence. Aha, nejsem si jistý, Gino, ale myslím, že nahoře slyším někoho mluvit.
Wait, really? We should investigate, see if someone's upstairs.
A lush layer of coal now covers your skin, sinking into the wrinkles. Your hands look ancient. Maybe you could paint something with this coal. Leave a cave painting for future archaeologists. No, that would be stupid.
Ok, tak proč jsme to udělali? Ty hlasy, které jsem slyšel, možná je to ta zhoubná entita. No, ona říkala, že žije v komíně. Fyzická vybavenost. %42%. To určitě nepůjde. To určitě nepůjde.
A hollow ring echoes through the furnace. Your toe hurts.
Až takhle jsem si ublížit nechtěl.
A thick layer of coal dust.
Looks like it. No one has used it in ages.
It's dark and the echo is...
What are you doing? Wait, really? We should investigate, see if someone's upstairs.
Tohle nebudeme dělat, tohle nebudeme dělat. Zkusíme párkrát, jestli nám to nevyjde.
A thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace.
Tak
coloring it
42%.
pitch black. Something breaks loose in you. A mighty bellow echoes throughout the chimney's depths. The chatter of tiny voices above suddenly cease. Then,
Hello?
Ole. Vyvolávám ducha těchto prokletých komerčních prostor. Odpověz mi, duchu. Tady je policie, kdo je tam?
Hello? Did you say anything? I can't hear you. Please come upstairs. There's a safety curtain on the second floor. I'll open it.
OK.
you hear a low rumble upstairs. The sound of a curtain being pulled aside.
After you, officer.
A hollow ring echoes through the
Co ty
furnace.
děláš?
Your toe hurts.
Já jsem do ní přece nechtěl kopnout.
A thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace, coloring it pitch black.
A tak mi to jako na schvál nevyjde už.
You muster all your strength and yell.
Hnedka na poprvé to vyšlo.
A thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace, coloring it something
No, hurá.
breaks loose in you.
Hello? Hello? Did you say anything? I can't hear you. Please come upstairs. There's a safety curtain on the second floor.
You hear a low rumble upstairs, the sound of a curtain being pulled aside.
After you, officer.
Takže někam nahoru, do druhého patra.
A few bricks have fallen off, revealing a compartment behind the wall. It's too dark to see in.
Podívej, tam zní díra, posviť na skrytou přihrádku.
Seems like an old bunker from the revolutionary period. Look at all those rifles. Must be an old weapons cache. There is, yes. And there also appears to be something inside the hole. Interesting. Do you want to take a look?
Your hand reaches deep into darkness and spiderwebs. Rummaging around, you find rusty rifles hidden away.
Are these any good?
Most of them are rusty and inoperable, like the rest, but one catches your eye. A bolt-action model with a fine wood stock, in better cosmetic order than the others.
Tohle vypadá dobře.
That's a rare sight. Seems to no longer be functional, but still a beautiful thing in its own way.
Mohla by být vražedná zbraň, kterou hledáme, podobná.
It's the same type of weapon, yes, a breech loader. An interesting coincidence that we should find something so similar. But I'm afraid our search for the real murder weapon must continue. It means there are firearms, albeit inoperable, still lying around in Martinez. It's an interesting coincidence, I would say. Might come in useful in the future.
He likes this find.
Teoreticky bychom to mohli střelit.
A few bricks have fallen off, revealing a compartment behind the wall. It's too dark to see in. This orange machine is buzzing like an old submarine. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner on top and an electric freezer that appears to be frozen shut. Turning the crank feels oddly satisfying, like stirring your childhood dreams. In the distance, you hear water dripping. You slip your fingers under the frozen lid, but the ice is too cold for you to get a good grip. A pry bar would come in handy here. No, this is going to need something else. Some kind of super pry bar. Don't even try to open it with a regular pry bar. You're just wasting your time. If you want to try again, then you need to have the pry bar in your hand, detective.
Equip the pry bar by going to the Tools tab in your inventory. From there, you can equip it to a held slot.
Jedna technologie. Elektrochemie.
This orange machine is buzzing like an old submarine. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner on top and an electric freezer that appears to be frozen shut.
Potřebujeme fakt nějaký lepší.
Two cables are plugged into the breaker box. The red one leads to the ice bear fridge and the black one to the ice cream maker nearby.
Jo. Což znamená, tohle to můžeme dát dopryč, tohle to si dáme sem. Co si můžeme vzít? Toto. Už vidím, že se zdane průšvih a odpovíme něco špatného. +1 drama. Klidný šílenec. Když si tohle vůbec vzal, nevážně. Trhal do toho šuplíku, bez dalších komentářů. Cíš ho na vlastní nebezpečí.
Two cables are plugged into the breaker box. The red one leads to the ice bear fridge and the black one to the ice cream maker nearby.
Tak, odpojíme ten černý kabel a zkusíme to otevřít.
Something close to you dies with a soft electric purr.
Why did you do that?
Je to ten černý, není to jako ten červený, protože je černý barva nesmírného vesmíru. Nevím, proč jsem ho odpojil, dělám věci bezdůvodně. A třeba to teďka otevřeme i s tím normálním. Tím.
The lieutenant raises his brows, but doesn't say anything. This orange machine is dead still. It has a... This orange machine is dead still. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner and an electric freezer. The ice around it slowly melting.
Sice to je jako stroj odpojený, ale pořád nám to jako, že...
The ice squeaks beneath the pry bar. You think you've got the bar jammed in. You see the pry bar's metal handle bending.
Yeah, well, that's a good pry bar. I'm not criticizing it. But this ice cream maker is frozen shut. It takes an advanced tool to get it open. I have no idea, officer. This ice cream maker isn't important enough to requisition a special tool.
Sooner or later, you will stumble upon a tool mighty enough. This orange machine is turning the crank feels oddly satisfying, like stirring your childhood dreams. In the distance, you hear water dripping.
Tak to nepomohlo. Zatím to necháme zapnutý. Aha. To jsme tady. Tak se dostaneme do druhého patra.
The dusty radio computer sleeps on its wired frame. The machine lights up like some prehistoric animal stirring from its slumber, revealing fluorescent play and print keys on the keyboard. The hatch on the machine's central compartment is wide open. It's empty like a beehive without its brood. Some cables have been left dangling. Disconnect. The filament you have would fit perfectly inside the compartment.
Musíme plán výroby.
Like a smooth draw, the filament slides into place. On the keyboard, the play key starts blinking.
OK.
A bar of fabric right above the keyboard starts producing a soft hum. The sound of static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. The static gets louder, slowly filling up the abandoned hall, until a voice speaks out, crackling and old, cutting into the air.
Good afternoon. Fortress accident en rue de Saint-Ghislaine. This is East Insulindian Repeater Station 1. Please repeat. Is this the production schedule? The filament you have inserted into the reader.
Myslíte tu svítící věc? No, věc, kterou jsem vložil dovnitř?
Yes. Is that the production schedule? Good. Please repeat the password.
Password? Of course it would have a password. That's why there's a human administrator involved.
Hesla mi opravdu nejdou. Můžete mi napovědět? Jsou to moje narozeniny. Tady je policie. Prosím, otevřete tuhle věc.
I am contractually obliged to protect the privacy of the filament holder for trace accident. Without filing a warrant with Lintel, I cannot give you access to this filament.
I'm afraid we are not doing that, unless we want to wait for a month.
Now, can you please repeat the password? No.
A hint system is not part of the protocol for repeater stations.
OK.
Still no.
OK.
Received. I will register this login attempt.
Don't worry. Passwords have a way of turning up sooner or later.
For trace accident, is there anything else I can do for you today?
Proč si mi oslavila pevnostní katastrof?
For trace accident is the company on whose name the terminal you are currently using has been registered to.
Máte do společnosti nějaké další informace?
One moment. For trace accident, SCA produces revolutionary interactive call-in radio games. That's what the catalog says.
That's not bad.
Co je to za interaktivní konferenční radiová hra?
Any other questions?
Co jste zač? Stroj nebo jste živá?
Yes, I am alive. I am 74 years old and my name is Yvonne.
She repeats passwords. Programming people are all paranoid.
Dobře, ale kde jste? Jak víte, kde jsem já?
I work as a repeater at the East Insulindian repeater station. It's my job to know where you are for trace accident. As for me, well, I am sitting in my cubicle, surrounded by a wall of radios. Now, please tell me if there's anything else I can do for trace accident.
Ne, teďka nemusíme. Asi.
Good. Please repeat the path received
Don't worry.
for trace accident. Thank you and goodbye.
Tiles on the cube are still smoldering, casting the framework in a soft glow. Fluorescent play and print keys shine on the keyboard. Nothing happens. The filament slides out of its glowing nest. This old fireplace is covered. The whole thing resembles Cadran mosaic tiles.
Že tady někde bude muset být, ale
over an old green some
to
of the
musí být
writing has
heslo.
faded with age, but you can still make out these lithe, pointy-eared creatures translucent. You should adopt one of those Welkins as your one of the Welkins, towering among the rest, appears to be different. Your eyes glide over four.
Okay, what do you think is going on with that computer, chalkboard, and fireplace?
Někdo se pokusil vymítat kletbu pomocí technologie, vypadá to na tajný kontrarozvědný program. To je neúspěšný podnik. Jediná otázka je, co sakra dělali.
Yes, that is the question.
Like he's ready to lay out a fine theory crafted together like a puzzle box.
It looks like one of those popular pen and paper role-playing games, only these people were trying to automate it, make it work on radio computers.
Mhm.
Through call-in stations, none of the players have to be physically present. Anyone in the world can participate in the game, as long as they have a two-way radio. Then there's the game master frequency that listens in on the smaller call-in stations. I think that was supposed to coordinate the stories, functioning as a master of ceremonies of sorts.
His fascination has swept aside other concerns for the moment. He's a little hooked. Coordinating so many games would take a whole switchboard of people, possibly divided into sub-frequencies.
Not to my knowledge. They make automated games in Graz, Messina, Königstein. You know, places with industry.
Not in Revachol West, among the ruins.
But I don't think anyone has attempted to create an interisolary game before. We just don't have the technology. Indeed, those Welkins are a dead giveaway. Role-playing people love that stuff. The world looks like a modified version of the We World board game, with hit death thrown in.
Super cool. Someone should give them millions of real immediately. This game is too good to be left unfinished.
Co
No
myslíte, že se
idea.
stalo?
They stopped filling out the schedule on the chalkboard. Indeed, it's ambitious and untethered from reality, but
Byli to vlastní, když si mysleli, že to dokážou, byla to jen hra. Vylákat peníze z kapes investorů, dostanové prokletí, svět je chladný a osamělý, tohle by mu mohl dělat společnost, pojďme to dokončit. Máme nějaké peníze, dejme jim víc peněz, aby to mohli dokončit a udělat to ještě větší.
it's too late for that, I'm afraid. Okay, let's keep moving.
Looks like someone tried to reconceptualize their business here. Look, the skis and rotorblades both bear the same slipstream logo. It seems likely that they started out making one, failed to turn a profit, and then pivoted to producing the other.
Otázkou však je, s čím začali a na co přešli.
That's a good question.
Jaký zvláštní skok představivosti a přesto se jim to nepodařilo, jak smutné.
Reality is ruthless.
Si tady ničeho nevšimneme.
Your flashlight slides over. Some of the writing has faded with age, but you can still make out sections. This is a monthly calendar from the year. It looks a bit like an academic. Mini-me stands for a mini-meet. As time goes on, the numbers in the...
Looks like they didn't make it.
A note in the bottom left corner of the chalkboard. These lithe, translucent... You should adopt one of those Welkins as one of the Welkins, towering among the rest. It's Vara Hamira, a high Welkin. His face, the hull door, the twarg.
An inordinate amount of time has gone into drawing these little Welkin creatures. Just look at those details. So much effort.
The photo collage depicts entire oceans have been... You see primitive oil rigs built into glass, albeit dark and cold. A pinned postcard reads...
Nic z toho nám nenapovídá, jako že by tady z toho...
A desperate fight for the handwriting is
Yes,
only
no.
partly legible, but you can still make out 3 slogans: call in, tune out, we're all untethered,
Tohle
and
to.
heat death of the universe. The full text reads, "Heat death of the universe is the new black." Another note says, "The biggest advancement in role-playing systems since the 30s."
Tohle by mohlo být klidně zároveň i to heslo. Tepelná smrt vesmíru je nová klasika. Tepelná smrt vesmíru.
The handwriting is the full text reads, "Heat death of the universe is the new black." Another note says, "The biggest advancement in role-playing systems since the 30s."
Zavolejte, vylečte se, nebo tohle je to odpoutaný virál. A ono mi to ale nenabídne to tam
Tiles on
říct,
the
že?
tube are still smoke like a smooth draw. The filaments. The speaker comes.
Good afternoon. Votre accident. Please repeat. Is good. Please repeat the password.
Nemáme tu žádnou možnost.
No. Received
Don't worry.
votre accident. Is there anything else I can do for you? Thank you. And
Tiles on the cube are still. The filament slides out.
Hele. Aha, že by? Můžeme? A možná schováme tu baterku, ať zase nenadává, že tady někomu svítíme do obličeje.
How did I become one? It was a business decision. I was a regular jeweler at first, but that's a non-focused field with too much competition. Some of my friends were role players. They asked me to make some polyhedral dice out of cobalt. That was my first order. I grew it from there. Not especially. I like working with rare materials and a steady pay. And role players as customers? They're nice people.
Some of those nice people have big bucks to spend on novelty items.
Of course. Tell me what you have in mind.
Znáte sadu Odpoutaný virál? Prokleté kostky.
Ah, yes. Fortress accident. It's too bad they never finished their game. The Wirrow Untethered die is a variation of a standard role-playing die. Only, instead of plans, it uses motifs of ice and death. And loss, of course.
Ice, death, loss. Sounds like you.
I'm thinking something made from alligator jawbone, cast in black resin. The reptile bone is as white as ice, and dead as, well, death. For 7 real, I could have it ready in 8 hours.
Co je to standardní kostka pro hraní her na
It's an
hodně?
icositetrahedron, a 24-sided die that can produce results for 2-sided, 3-sided, 4-sided, 6-sided, and 12-sided die with a single roll. Technically, you can also use it for many other sizes, but you may need to reroll results.
Loving it. So nifty.
Ji musíte zalévat do pryskyřice.
Untreated bone is porous and prone to chipping. Cast it in something hard like resin though, and voila, it's perfect.
Potřebujeme to, nebo to nepotřebujeme? Nejdřív ji vyspovídáme.
Maybe you have some other ideas for dice?
To je nějaké prokleté kostky.
What do you mean by cursed?
Prka, dobře způsobile. Prokleté jako tyto komerční prostory.
Alright, how about I surprise you? Come back in 8 hours with 7 real, and I'll give you your cursed die. Maybe you have some other ideas for dice? I think I have just the right one for you. You're a police officer, right? Here, catch. They're a gift from me.
Ale
A beautiful woman tossing you a gift. Whatever you do, don't overthink it.
že mi upadne někam do pryč a přijdu o ní. Moc nad tím přemýšlím. Tohle je rudé ověření, nelze ho zkusit znova. Hro, nesklam mě. 58%, já vidím, že to je jako nic moc. Prosím, nech jednou mi tohle nižší, jakože aby mi to vyšlo.
Mr. Smooth moves.
Děkuju.
You snatch the dice out of the air with one hand, just like you're in a movie.
Mrkni na kostkařku.
Oh, what are the odds? The red one is made of bloodstone with a lapis lazuli inlay, and the blue one is the inverse. I believe these dice are your lucky charm, officer.
She winked back at you. Can you believe it? You truly are Mr. Smooth Moves.
You definitely need luck in Martinez. Was there anything else?
Ukáž. ukáž. Sana 20 stěnných kostek sirény. Ty to je... Aha, jasně. Mají barvy policejní sirény. Když je hodíš a přimouříš oči, vypadá to jako když přijíždíš na místo činu. A prší. Podívej se na kartu mapa v deníku, abys viděl, která bílá ověření se otevřela. Ježíš, tohle z toho, že to nefunguje, to mě jako vážně štve. Ne, prostě fakt musím kolečkem kroutit, jak... Rybářský chatrče. Kostel.
Oh, it's you again. Are you looking for a die?
Slyšel jsem, že je to tu prokleté. Věděli jste, že tomu lidé říkají prokleté komerční prostory?
I've heard the stories, but I don't think those stories are true.
Co se stalo s těmi společnostmi? Slava mě radovaná je přesvědčená, že se to tu hemží škodlivými energiemi.
It's just capitalism. We only hear about tales of success, so it's often surprising to realize how many ventures actually fail. Plaisance, the bookshop lady? I've heard that her business is doing rather well. Have the energy spared her somehow?
Knihkupectví se vlastně moc nedaří, nemá skoro žádné zákazníky a musí využívat vlastní dceru, aby udržela podnik v chodu.
Oh, right. But it's not just the bookstore that's still up and running. What about the whirling in racks? Some people say it's part of the building complex.
Cáry jsou součástí prokletých komerčních prostor?
You could say so. Both houses were built at the same time and under the east of the Commerce Central project.
Ani dcerům se nedaří, jejich seniorka právě odešla a zákazníci mají problémy s placením účtu.
And then there is me. I've been here for 14 years, selling novelty dice to role-playing enthusiasts. Not exactly a million-real business idea, yet somehow I've survived despite the talk of malicious energies. Strange, isn't it?
Maybe it's just because she's so talented that she's been able to woo the curse.
Je to proto, že jste kompetentní a věnujete se svému řemeslu. Prokletí se netýká lidí, jako jste vy. Klipa vás dostane, o tom nepochybujte. Jen se nestará o pozemský časový rámec.
Haircut. It's about the confidence.
Co je špatného na troše experimentování? Zákazníci by měli být otevřenější. Nikdy bych nedovolil, aby mi někdo androgyní sahal na vlasy a kdyby na tom závisel můj život. Asi jsem jednoduchý muž, na účesy nemám žádný názor. Co je špatného na troše experimentování?
I guess it just wasn't the time yet.
No. Co se stalo s
It
tělocvičnou?
wasn't merely a gym, it was Artemitep's boxing club, a community project created to steer at-risk youth away from drugs and crime.
Kdo byl Artemitep?
A kind man from Zemsk. I heard he had some trouble with the law when he was younger, and that's why he wanted to start the gym, as his way of giving back.
Možná právě tohle Kuno potřebuje. Boxerský klub zaměřený na komunitu.
Kuno? Who's Kuno?
On je tady v okolí něco jako král, je to malý zrzavý skřet, který rád zneucťuje mrtvá těla.
Oh yes, you mean the kid with the sailor's mouth. Yes, I've heard him yelling profanities in the backyard. I think it would take more than a gym to help that kid.
Soudě podle dětí, které jsem zatím potkal, to moc nefungovalo, že? Jak dopadl ten komunitní projekt?
It didn't. If anything, it made the youth situation in Martinez even worse. At some point, someone started a rumor that the punching bag downstairs was full of amphetamines.
You should have known it. It's not really full of that. No one would store their drugs like that.
Eventually, the coalition took away the funding and the club went bankrupt. This was a few years ago. It's gotten much more peaceful around the plaza ever since.
Co se děje s těmi rozbitými okny?
Oh, this one's a mess. There used to be a company that promised to repair windows 24 hours a day. What could go wrong with this one, right? Turns out The business was actually set up as a front for an illicit group that was producing snuff milieu. Who would have guessed?
Mort milieu, co to je?
What's the snuff milieu?
Mort milieu.
And they never cleaned up the debris either. Now it's just littering the hallway and I have no idea how to get rid of it on my own.
Super, moc super, co se týče těch střepů, ale co je mort milieu?
It's a sub-Rosa radio station that broadcasts real murders with real victims. Some people pay good money to get off on it.
Aha,
Nothing changes in her tone as she says that, as if it's just another piece of information to lay out for the... What does she mean to get off on it?
Don't worry, the ICP has a separate division that deals exclusively with unlicensed sub-roses. This isn't our problem.
Good luck with that. It's not easy catching those perpetrators.
vyzbával tady někdo zvířata, viděl jsem, že se tu povalují držel.
You mean Mr. Fabron, the taxidermist? No, he mostly just did drugs.
But what drugs exactly?
Jaký drogy to?
He got high on some weird taxidermy chemicals. I wouldn't recommend it to anyone. Eventually, they caused him to lose control of his bladder. The smell was awful.
Even you can probably do better than that.
Strašidelný figuríny.
There used to be a fashion atelier here, but I have forgotten the head designer's name. They were doing well for a couple of years until the insect rights activists came.
Aktivisté za práva hmyzu.
The atelier produced a certain collection that used chitin among the materials. Apparently chitin is made in the Occident, where it's extracted from beetle wings. And you know how all kinds of political movements are big in the Occident. The activists shut down the biggest chitin supplier, which of course caused the price to skyrocket. And, naturally, wherever he is.
Zajímavé, co říkají ty přenosy.
The usual, I imagine. That he's been thinking up all kinds of new business plans and can't wait to get started on them just as soon as he returns.
Men like that are a curse.
Sure, but Slipstream is history now. All their remaining assets got seized by the bailiffs in 47. I have no idea why those keys and blades are still lying around in the house. Not much use now, I guess.
They were just the props. Why return them? Maybe you could make a sword out of one. No, wait, forget it. It would take too long.
Fortress
Destroy?
Accident, the radio game studio. They were an interesting bunch. We talked about role-playing systems every now and then. Once, I even saw two of them get into fisticuffs over Wirral.
That's understandable. Fantasies are serious things. The mind is the drawing board of history.
They certainly took their work very seriously, even if they seemed to be chronically liberal with their schedules. The usual, they ran out of money and couldn't get the project done on time. Well, I did hear them talking at times. They seemed to believe they were historical individuals on some grand quest.
She sounds almost mocking when she says that.
Z toho, co jsem zatím viděl, vypadal projekt docela působivě.
Yes, but when the money started to run out, they just began to complain a lot about capitalism. You know, how the markets are rigged to keep out new businesses and so on. In the end, they just didn't get it done. They didn't have enough willpower to produce something truly historic and to show up to work on time.
Showing up to work on time is hard. No, scratch that. Showing up to work at all is difficult, especially if you've been drinking.
To je velká škoda, podpořil bych je, projekt vypadal skvěle.
Not the wisest decision. You would have lost all your savings.
The result is 1 on a 20-sided die.
Anything else?
Ve sklepě děsivý vycpaný medvěd.
Oh boy, the fabled Revachol ICT. You're in for a treat here. The place was owned by two guys who had some rather innovative ideas about marketing. The bear was one of them. Now ask me about their other ideas.
Indeed, what were the other ideas?
Jo,
There was really just one, and it involved picking out the prettiest girls in the neighborhood and paying them 20 cents per hour to man the booth. And by man the booth, I mean slump behind the counter with a face that could maim you if you ever dared to disturb their bored magazine browsing.
Fritte does the same thing.
znám přesně takovou díku, pracuje ve Frite jako pokladní a není zrovna přátelská. Co čekali, 20 centů na hodinu je žebrácký plat, divím se, že vůbec přišli do práce. To je oceňovaný nápad. Jak jinak si vybírat lidi kolem sebe? Nemám názor na zaměstnávání po bez centů, jen chci vědět, jestli se to firmě vyplatilo. Co čekali?
Oh, but they did. They did show up to work, and not alone. There were also acne-ridden girlfriends and gorilla-like boyfriends loitering near the ice cream stand. And they already had the bear.
A co bylo s tím medvědem?
The bear. Of course not. The bear was terrifying. No one wants ice cream guarded by a hostile apex predator. To make matters worse, the fridge didn't work too well either, and half the ice cream came out malformed and partially melted. Eventually, Revachol ICT lost the price war to its rival, Class A 5000. Class A 5000 saw
Trh dělal svou práci.
Maybe, because the taxidermist who made the bear definitely wasn't. Doing his job, I mean. He said that the bear was his vision beast. He said he met his vision beast while high on desiccants. Coded Megatherian.
Sounds cool.
Mega
right now. It doesn't work yet. Sure, I'm listening. I'm pretty sure it still doesn't work, but sure. What do you... Sure, I'm listening.
Dobře, tohle je všechno.
I hope it clarified things a bit. What else?
Máme nějaký budík. Když máme ten budík, ten bychom mohli investovat někam sem, ne? Že jo, jasně. Tak, a tak bychom si mohli něco... Minus 1 logika. Něco, co nám dá empatii. Hele, +1 empatie. Dočasný bonus. Zkoumání. Minus autorita, tohle je všechno minus. Minus. +1, tady, +1 empatie. Zkoumej to. Tak. Tak a už nemáme žádný budík, že? K ničemu. Jasně. Tak. Uložit. A ještě teďka vyspovídáme, jestli ví něco o tom. Co se dělo venku.
Oh, it's you again. Are you looking for a die?
Nebo ještě si můžeme zkusit tohle, což nám samozřejmě brutálně nevyjde. 3%.
You feel nothing.
Prostě jeden pokus jsem tam musel hodit. To jinak nejde.
Oh, it's you again. Are you looking for a die?
Tak.
Nothing really. I didn't know him.
The lieutenant looks at his notebook, then the woman under the large window.
Your window looks directly onto the courtyard. You're saying you didn't see or hear anything unusual last Sunday evening?
I'm sorry, detective, but as you know, I usually have my headphones on when I'm working. It shuts out most of the daily ruckus behind my window.
A myslíte tím každodenním hlukem?
Well, there's always something going on in the Whirling's backyard. During daytime, there are usually those kids. And lately, I've been seeing a lot of drunk workers hanging about. Must be because of the strike.
She's heard of the murder, but did not see it, sire.
But I never saw anyone during that fateful Sunday night, I'm afraid.
Nikdy jste neotrhla oči od práce, abyste se podívala z okna?
I might have, but in this case, all I would have seen is my own reflection staring back from the darkness.
It's light here, but dark in the yard at night.
It's really hard to make anything out in the yard when it's dark outside. Besides, I rarely get up to look out the window when I'm in the zone. It's an odd profession, making dice for people, but I like it, and I prefer doing this to sitting at home.
She nods.
Anything else, officer?
Jo, tak to jsme se nedozvěděli. Nic prakticky. Proč její podnikání neskrachovalo? 3% jsou strašně málo. Cože to tam chtělo?
Oh, it's you again. Are you looking for a die?
Mrazení v týle. To je tohle sto.
Oh, it's you again. Are you looking for a die?
You feel nothing. If anything, it's uncomfortably warm in here.
Začni se svlékat, musíš se připojit. Co?
Excuse me, what are you doing?
Officer!
Zip. Zasekl se. Zdá se mi to, nebo je tu horko? Snažím se snížit svou tělesnou teplotu. Je to součást mé speciální techniky. To je jedno, byl to hrozný nápad. Zdá se mi to, nebo je tu horko?
No, I don't feel hot. We're in a derelict smokestack. If anything, then it's cold here. Oh no, not the zipper.
A tool to get the zipper open?
Snažím se snížit svou tělesnou teplotu.
And why would you do that?
To součást.
And what technique is that?
Dobře, vyslechněte mě. Někdy mám takové pocity.
Miss, I apologize for my colleague's behavior. He is still recovering from an unusual medical episode.
Officer, this isn't how mature adults deal with their feelings.
Now you feel something. The cold damp of shame washing over you.
Ne, takhle ne, je to jako bych cítil vítr, nebo já nevím, no.
The air pressure told you to take your pants off in my studio?
This is not going very well, is it, word-wise?
Nevysvětluji to moc dobře.
Can you please employ this special technique somewhere else? I work here and my work requires concentration. Half-naked people don't help with that.
Dobře. Jo.
Oh, it's you again. Are you looking for a die? I'm listening. Good. I hope it clarified things a bit.
Říkají, že obchodní budova na náměstí je propletá, žádný podnik tam nikdy neprosperuje. Aniž bych pak neskrachoval. Slíbil se na to podíváš, Majdi. Najdi zhoubnou entitu, Rano říkal, že žije v komíně, najdi cestu dovnitř, zeptej se koskařky na kletbu, oznam radovaně, co si zjistil. Jo. Řekneme jí, že prostě jenom slyší, jak si možná ona tady něco povídá. To není žádná zhoubná entita. K tomu heslu jsme se taky nedostali nějak. Tak, řekneme jí, na co jsme přišli.
You're alive and well. Don't keep me waiting now. What's in there? In that dark sarcophagus?
Sargofág.
Yes, yes. How was it?
Tell her how ghastly it was. You know it's what she wants to hear.
Bylo tam jakési pohřebiště z krachovalých obchodních podniků, který vysávalo životní energii z tohoto knihkupectví. Upřímně řečeno skládka, není tam nic k vidění, jen hromady harampádí, někdo by tam měl pustit sluníčko. Zkusíme nejdřív tohle z toho.
But what else did you find? Did anything survive? No, of course not. Have you located the entity?
Tak, jasně. Pěkně to zkusíme takhle. Mluvil jsem s tou entitou, o které jste mi říkala, jmenuje se Nea a je to výrobkyně zakázkových kostek.
A novelty dice maker? Well, spit it out. Why does she need the dice? For some kind of sorcery? Sometimes they use the ankle bones of sheep.
Ne, paní, cítil jsem její Iru, ona za tu kletbu nemůže. Možná je do toho zapletená, ale nemám důvod. Není čarodějka.
I don't understand. If it's not her, then where is the source of the doom? How did she explain the curse?
The narrative she's built herself, it does need tearing down. She's squeezing on the pendant too tight. A drop of blood in her palm. To hell with it. Perchance you ought to just lie, son.
Ne, zkusíme to normálně. Zatím. Tak, kapitalismus.
Wait, what? The entire economic system is cursed?
Obávám se, že vám může pomoci jen světová revoluce. Ano, systém musí být očištěn od pracovní síly přistěhovalců. Je to pravda, žijeme v nejistém světě, nikdy nic nedopadne dobře, musíte si zvyknout na chaos. Chtěl jsem říct, našel jsem zdroj zkázy, zapomeňte na ekonomiku.
Another revolution? I understand what's going on here. You went in there, rummaged around, and accomplished nothing. And now you're telling me these intellectual things to cover up for it. It's okay. You don't have to. I was wrong to trust another person. I will manage this psychic calamity as I always have. Alone. Thank you for nothing. Please, do buy some books, or be on your way.
There was never any other way this could have gone. She's just too far gone into...
I am sorry we had to disappoint you, ma'am. Can we go now?
Dobře, zkusíme to nějak. Zkusíme to nějak úplně šíleně jí říct nějaký úplně nesmysly.
You're alive and well. Yes, yes.
Tell her how ghastly it was. You know it's what she wants to hear.
Tak, jdeme na to.
I knew it. Oh, such horrors that have been thrust upon us. But what else did you find? Did anything survive? No, of course not. Have you located the entity? A
Tak,
novelty dice maker? Well, spit it out. Why does she need the dice? For some kind of sorcery? Sometimes they use the ankle bones of sheep.
tak uděláme takhle, ne paní, cítil jsem její auru, ona za tu kletbu nemůže.
I don't understand. If it's not her, then where is the source of the doom?
The narrative she's built herself. It does need. She's squeezing on the to hell with it. Perchance you ought to just lie, sire.
Zkusíme tohle v Martinéze tahá za nitky jiná entita, mnohem zlovolnější. Možná se s ní na svých cestách setkám.
A third order presence, yes. I've heard of these triactors. In certain occult literature, that's too dark to dwell on for too long, and definitely not in the presence of my daughter. I understand everything, sir. Thank you for your descending into the maelstrom. I will keep fort up here, strengthen the wards, do my best. And if you happen upon the third entity in your travels, may the Lord be with you.
Well, this has been absolutely educational. If we happen on the third presence in our travels, we will certainly come back to tell you. Should we get out of here before the vortex collapses?
Dobře. Jo, tak jako... Co dál? Moment, nejdřív těm týpkům, co jsme tam zahodili tu kouli, tak dáme tu kouli, co jsme tam našli.
We are still waiting for a replacement for the bull you sent sinking. Vigilance officer, what can this old carabinier do for you?
Našel jsem... Jakou kouli. Našel jsem vám novou bouli.
What is this? Are you mocking us? This isn't for pétanque.
Now. No need to get angry again, René. I'm sure the officer tried his best. It's not like there's a bull kiosk here in Martinez.
Žádná jiná nebude, doporučuji vám si ji vzít. Je mi to opravdu líto, je to to nejlepší, co jsem mohl sehnat.
The best, huh? This isn't even a bull. But fine. I guess you did attempt to right your hooliganism. Consider it forgiven.
Krása. Ale už máme trošičku tohle z toho. Tak a ještě zkusíme toto.
It's a Bell McGrave. 4.46 caliber. Breech loading. Revachol made. Good weapon. Accurate and reliable.
His moves are quick and precise as he first checks the weapon, then aims it at the sea. This man knows firearms intimately.
This one's inoperable. The bolt spring is missing and the mechanism is jammed shut. Still a beauty. Where did you find her?
Řeknu mu to.
I'm not surprised. There are probably lots of forgotten wartime weapons lying around here. Back in the day, everyone had something stashed away. As for the rifle, I don't know what else to tell you. These BM446s are an antique. No one uses them anymore. The ammunition is impossible to find.
Mhm.
Ah, yes! King Philip III on his steed. A reminder of what Revachol once was.
Oh, absolutely. At the mercy of a cocaine-snorting tyrant who emptied the treasury so he could sleep on a bed of gold.
A superpower, feared and respected. A testament to what this country can be under the leadership of a true king. Someone who knows how to rule. Decisively, without fear of offending the sensibilities of the frail and weak-minded among his subjects. This is something the insurgents never understood.
Mhm. Silní vůdci, kteří se nebojí udělat to, co je třeba, to je to, co tahle země potřebuje. Myslím, že vůdce by se měl starat v první řadě o své lidi, než o sebe.
A nation is only as strong as its leader. That's why it was such madness to try to...
Don't get started on that again. What happened, happened.
The Carabiner doesn't reply, but his entire being communicates unbreakable resolve.
Right.
28%. Ledový klid a přitom ho mám na 5. Uděláme pokus. Z 28%.
Vigilance officer, what can this old carabiner do for you?
All you observe
Vigilance officer, what can this old carabiner do for you?
all you observe
Tak rozředit ze všeho dobrýho a zlýho. Potom to necháme.
Vigilance officer, what can this old
as Rene turns from you to his partner and back. The medals on his chest rattle and glare. He keeps his spine straight and his ribcage lifted, displaying them proudly.
Kolik jich tam je?
2. The larger one is shaped like a cross, while the smaller medal resembles the sun.
Dívej se na kříž.
A crowned head in front of 2 crossed rifles. The medal hangs from a blue striped triangle. It's the Croix de Bravoure, Cross of Valor. The cross was the highest battlefield decoration in Suzerain's armed forces, awarded for exceptional bravery in the line of duty, in service of King Frizzle I. A small blue star inside an orange sun. It has the word Valiance written below. The setting sun was a decoration used to distinguish seasoned combat veterans in service of King Frizzle I during the Revolution.
For bravery.
Ne za zabíjení nemluvňat, nebo ne za znásilňování žen, nebo za statečnost.
I'm sure, but I know this uniform's reputation. You are also wondering if I got this for raping women or killing babies.
To zní kontroverzně. Pojďme si promluvit o něčem jiném.
Honor is everything to me.
Whoa! Sounds like you're about to open the gates of conversation. This man will literally talk your ear off if you let him wander off to memory lane.
Dobře.
For doing my duty in the heat of battle, for looking my mortality in the eye, when men like Gaston here hid in the bushes and shot themselves.
He saved some muddy princeling who foolishly strolled into the front line in his gown of velvet and gold.
Zachránil princátko.
It was on the first months of the revolution here in Revachol. Unrest was spreading like wildfire. Marauders had taken most of the Couronne and were getting really ambitious. King Frisel thought he could end it all in one decisive strike. Sent his cousin, Drisson, to put an end to the unrest. Alas, the young Drisson was all piss and no vinegar, wearing a tunic of purple velvet and cockatiel feathers to battle. Even his rifle was gold-plated, shone from 5 clicks away. Can you imagine the asininity?
He really despises that Drissant fellow.
Purple velvet tunic. That isn't exactly camo.
To keep the long and bloody story short, Drisson marched us against the partisans in Couronne. And when I say marched, I mean made us walk into captured enemy territory, single file, like toy soldiers, while he rode in front on his giant red stallion. The rebels were smart. They let us come real close before opening fire. Suffice to say, it was carnage. I got shot in the left shoulder and went down. Just a flesh wound. But just as I turned over, the prince fell into the mud next to me. He was missing his lower jaw. Then his horse, driven mad by the noise and smell of gunpowder, stepped on my leg and shattered my knee.
V tom stavu ho dokázal zachránit.
I grabbed my sidearm and shot the beast in the head. Then everything went black.
Capitaine Arnoux, le fléau des chevaux.
The bane of horses.
When I came to, it was all over. It was just me and Jolas Drisson, gurgling in the blood-soaked mud right next to me. The Dink had taken numerous flesh wounds and lost a lot of blood. But despite missing his jaw, he seemed hesitant to die. Tougher than he looked, that one.
Zdal bych to, nedokážu si představit život bez své čelisti. Tohle by se nikdy nestalo. A Honzovi zákon zuby má jak nože. Zuby jsou ostré.
So I grabbed the Dink and started crawling. Kept going until the 59th Cavalry picked us up. Through some miracle, we both survived. And the jealous freak convinced Frisel to give me a medal for not leaving him to die in his own blood. Piece and shit. He was the commanding officer and I was on duty. Just doing my job. Shouldn't hand out medals for that. 13 months later, I received the Sun for distinguished service. It's not worth mentioning.
You sense he's downplaying it. He did a lot more than his duty. More than anyone's duty. It's in his spine, in his billowing breasts, and untarnished self-worth.
Jakože jste skromný, René.
The old carabinier stands quietly like a statue.
What Monseigneur Modesty is not telling you is that he crawled over 7 kilometers before the cavalrymen found him and Drisson. 2 days later that was. And that even while crawling with a mangled half-dead prince on his back, he still managed to murder 3 rebels on his way.
Is that pride in his voice? It's deep down, but maybe even unbeknownst to the man himself, it's there.
Docela působí. Díky mužům jako je René byl Revachol kdysi velký.
Maybe, but also bear in mind, officer. They don't end this out for anyone with a service record. Oh no, you have to get shot repeatedly. And you need to get your hands bloody too. Really, really bloody.
Do not speak of what you know nothing about, Poltroon. Duty is something you will never understand. Bah! There were many such stories in those days. Many such men too. True Revacholians. Men with backbone.
Oh yes, René, yes. Men were bigger, girls were prettier, and everyone wore the fascia. Lord, please, bring those days back, if you...
I'm not getting into this with you again. Officer, was there anything else?
You should try to come up with a heroic story of your own. Impress this old soldier.
Hmm. 17% šance. Myslím, že ne.
Vigilance officer, what can this old carabinier do for you?
Unfortunately,
Myslím, že ne. Dobře, tohle máme vyřešený. Tak, uděláme analýzu té kulky. Počká.
the bullet is still safely sealed away in a plastic bag bearing the RCMs. An intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso of... It still kind of looks like a map of the stars in the night sky, but something's not right for you to discover. You've gotten as far as you will without assistance. Someone who knows about history could tell you. The bullet is still safely sealed away in a plastic bag bearing the RCM stamp.
92. Opovaž se, hro.
You can't remember what happened last week. What makes you think you're going to remember arcane firearm models?
92%.
The bullet is still safely sealed away in a plastic bag. A rifle.
No,
Revolutionary period. Your bullet looks to be an old 4.46 millimeter from the surplus left over from the turn of the century. Probably an antique or a retrofitted antique. The 4.46 caliber was widely used with the Belmargrave rifle, a Revacholian manufacturer. The BM dominated the battlefields of the Insulindian theater of the anti-centennial revolution 50 years ago. Incidentally, you have just such a rifle with you, the dusty old thing you found hidden in the basement below the commercial area. It's unusable, sadly. If it were, the bullet would probably fit the chamber. No, but Zeliger, a major firearm manufacturer, ended up with a surplus after the war, so there are still a lot of these old military rifles floating around. Usually broken. The quality was appalling. Antiques enthusiasts, guerrilla fighters in distant countries, a few lucky jamrock bangers. You're looking for the same thing you found in that hidden weapons cache. Only...
What are you thinking? Bullet?
Fakt? To nevím ani já.
Okay. And? An antique. That makes sense. There can't be many breech-loading rifles floating around in Martinez, or anywhere in Revachol, really. Sure, there's some arms trafficking, but the laws prohibiting the use of breech loaders we inherited from the monarchy have been effective, from what I've seen. Some new RCM recruits get impatient with their muzzle loaders once they've trained with military-grade weapons, but they realize it's worth it in the end.
Prohibiting peacetime law enforcement to front-loaded rifles is a policy enforced by the Moralist International in all the nations of the Real Belt.
Imagine if everyone, cops, citizens, had access to firearms that could shoot multiple rounds without pausing to reload. After the first shot, the second, third, and so on come much easier. But back to the investigation.
Já se hledám milovníka starožitností, mohla se oběť zaplést s nějakými zahraničními partizáni, nezačali dobře vyzbrojení bouchači. Vyšlo přecházet do Martinézy.
Doesn't seem that likely, but we'll check out all possible leads. Next step, finding the gun itself. Okay, and an antique. Sure, there's some new RCM.
Prohibiting peacetime law enforcement to front-loaded rifles is a policy enforced by the Moralist International in all the nations.
Imagine if every... But back to the investigation. Let's find out. Next step, finding the gun itself. Okay, and an antique. Sure, there's some new...
Prohibiting.
Imagine if... But back to the investigation. Let's find out. Next step, finding the gun itself.
Dobře. Tak. Co jsem potřeboval tam u toho mrazáku? No. Co prostě používá, umožňuje ti dělat kliky, se na vysokých úrovních fyzická vybavenost lámen. Jo. Do čeho bychom to tak zainvestovali? Aha. Fyzično. Měli bychom si asi trošičku šoupnout něco do té fyzičky. Čím si zdvihneme morálku? My jsme měli víc bodů v morálce. To asi nejde, co? Tady nějak. Dáme si tady do fyzičky prostě trošku. Jsme to teďka mohli, že by to vyšlo. A ještě jsme se tady nepodívali dozadu. Si to tady prozkoumáme. Tak byla nějak ta cesta do těch doků. Tady taky za ní na tu střechu. Co jsou tyhle hadry tady? Se tady válejí.
Looks like someone left his tarpaulin cloak hanging on the railing here. When the wind ruffles the cloak, you can most definitely see a white rectangle on its back.
Policejní plášť? No ty vole, to je policejní plášť.
Yes, it's probably yours. It bears the RCM insignia, and you have a habit of being careless with your equipment. You could probably make the jump. You look like you've done some track and field in your day.
Se rozbijem.
The wind is aggressive up here. The lieutenant looks at the enormous crane towering in the distance over the container yard. That machine is a Kvalsund 1020 HK.
Is it? Kvalsund makes a lot of heavy equipment, but this is phenomenal, even for them. But I digress. We were focusing on your cloak here.
Co přesně tady nahoře děláme?
I was under the impression we are on our way to meet the king of this castle under siege, Evrard, one of the people we are interviewing. This way we may be able to get around his henchmen. Or it could be that we are just exploring.
Praво si myslíte, že ten plášť je můj? Mám si pro něj skočit?
The cloak? I do think it's yours, yes. As to whether you should go for it?
Jo.
Well, it doesn't seem too dangerous. 2 meter stops. Whenever you're ready to do it, I'll be right behind you.
The cloak looks like a bag of goodies floating in the wind. Who knows what its pockets may hide?
Nejdřív save. A teď se jdeme rozplácnout.
A tarpaulin cloak with possible RCM markings is still caught on the railing.
42% bude z nás placka. Ne, hele.
As you leap in the air, a chilly breeze engulfs you, sharpening your senses. Ankles tingling from the tension, blood roaring in your ears. You are ready for your rendezvous with the concrete pavement below. As the concrete floor welcomes you, you realize it's been a while since you felt so alive, alert, capable. Must be the adrenaline.
Hell yeah! My climbing might not have been as disco as your jump, but can we still get an ace's high?
With your feet firmly planted on the concrete, the noise of the harbor rushes back in.
Tak, ukaž to. +1 mrazení v týle, +1 policejní duch. A tohle to má jenom +1 policejní. OK. Bereme. Bereme. No.
An imposing combination of a punch clock and a payphone is looking down at you from the wall. A note on the side says, "Tokens unavailable due to strike. Use change."
Nikam nechci telefonovat. Jsme to sebrali. Vedoucí komunismu.
The front of this quarterly journal features a large satirical portrait of the late King Friesel. From the sides of his head, a pair of white antlers spread to the corners of the cover.
Vteřinečku, odskočím si. Tak, pojďme to tady doprozkoumat. Pak máme 11 pryč.
Because white antlers are one of the symbols of communism. They represent a society in accord with the natural world and at the same time above it. Because Friesel was incompetent, foolish, and cruel. In short, the embodiment of everything the communards wished to overthrow. It's satire, you see. To your disappointment, there aren't any full-color pictures to direct your attention. Just column after column of closely set text, interrupted occasionally by little doodles in black and white. After rifling the pages with your thumb several times, you return to the table of contents. The magazine is divided into several sections. International development, Kunst und Kultur, and local concerns. Just inside the cover, there's also an editor's note. Comrade, as you know, this journal takes its name from Mazov's immortal expression, du cristal à la fumée. This was his way of describing the way the rigid, crystalline structures of capitalist ideology turn to smoke under communism. But, like the structures of capitalist ideology, we too are at risk of going à la fumée. Unlike many publications which are content to spoon-feed their readers only 4 issues in, and it sounds like they've already alienated their read. So please, if you value our radical Mazovian perspective on contemporary politics, culture, and international affairs, please consider subscribing today. Yours in struggle, the editors.
Kým, já myslím, že je to komunistický časopis.
What do you expect? It was laying around the office of the Debarders Union. They're probably bankrolling the thing.
You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents unfolds before you. Unsurprisingly, much of this section is taken up with articles declaring unqualified support for the dock workers' strike. You skim the headlines. Paint the harbour red and white. Martinez tames the wild pines. A city in revolt. First we take Martinez, then we take La Delta. Finally, there's a brief article by the writer, G. Martin, accusing the owner of the Capeside apartments of illegally attempting to evict certain communist tenants simply for not having paid their rent.
Divoké chyny, byli by všichni tyhle příživníci bez práce. Bírat nájemné jen za to, že někde bydlíte, je dost nehorázné. Nebylo by pro všechny lepší, kdyby se pracující a kapitál dokázali dohodnout na nějakém rozumném řešení?
According to these editorials, there can be no accommodation with the forces of international capital or their mucilaginous allies in the coalition. You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents unfolds before you.
Tyhle ty politické záležitosti v té hře mě trošičku otravují.
On second glance, someone has forgotten to properly close one of the drawers.
It's unfortunate for the Union to just leave their paperwork lying around like this.
The drawer opens smoothly. Inside is a well-organized selection of brown folders. Hundreds of documents containing logistical data. 2 kinds of transactions stand out. Materials coming into Revachol from the outside world, from Muindi, Grad, and even Ilmara, and the same materials being handed over to companies inside Revachol. Kuron, Coal City, La Delta, and Jamrock are listed among the many districts where the imports are being sold. It's hard to make sense of this thicket of company names, dates, quantities, and percentages. You try to focus, but the lines are getting blurry. The drawer slide.
Zkusíme to.
The file cabinet stands steady as ever. And whatever's hidden here
Paráda.
is hidden well. Concentration isn't enough. Only a trained accountant with a background in logistics would be able to really make sense of it. However, there is a little handwritten note stuck on the side. It appears to be a to-do list written in large, "Remember, Leo, Everart's shoes, special whirling borscht, water Everart's plants, sweep office floor, more banners." All items on the list have been crossed out and the note itself is crumpled.
Seznam úkolů je třeba vyřídit pro...
The leader of the Debarders Union, Everard Clare, has someone running errands for him. Nothing incriminating here, though.
The special borscht seems a bit odd in the list. What is so special about this borscht? Code for drugs? Booze? Blood? Hundreds of documents containing logistical data and the same material. You already went through all of the... Remember, Leo, all items on the list have been crossed out. The drawer slides shut.
Jsem s tím. Ale vizuální -1 drama. Co nám vlastně dělá drama? Máme brigničky. Co dělá drama? Zahraj si na herce lži a odhaluj lži. Umožňuje ti lhát, vymýšlet si ty nejroztodivnější a nejpodivnější příběhy, představovat domyslné postavy a podávat herecké výkony v zábavné směsici fluentství a podvodů. Stejně tak ti umožní prohlédnout rádoby herce a jejich falešné výstupy. Pokud lžou, poznáš to okamžitě. Drama na vysoké úrovni z tebe může udělat nesesitelného šmíráka se sklonem k historii a záchvatům paranoje, protože vědět, že svět je jeviště, znamená vědět, že pravda je marnost. Při nízkém stupni dramatu však nedokážeš lhát nebo rozeznat, kdy lžou druzí. A polda, který neumí ani jedno, je polda, který brze bude ležet 600 podzemí. Aha, takže budeme blbě odhalovat, když nám někdo bude lhát, jo? Cože nám teď je? Vizuální analýza. Si možná raději to necháme dole. Protože potřebujeme rozeznat, když nám někdo kecá. Je to ven na ten mostek. Aha, a to je všechno. Myslel, že tady bude nějaký kancel nebo tak něco. Dobře. Nebudeme šetřit prachy, kam se tady dovoláme?
The already familiar cold touch of plastic welcomes you. The machine swallows your coin and seems to be waiting for your next move.
Nech svoji svalovou paměť vytočit náhodné číslo.
Your fingers run over the dial pad. 005. That's the dialing code for Revachol. 4952. And a moment of hesitation before entering the final numbers. 993. Calling. Calling. Still calling. Then.
Video Revachol, 24-hour video rental. We rent 8 and 10mm film for home use. This is Lamy. How may I help you?
Cože?
The voice of a youngster on the other end sounds as enthusiastic as that of a man walking.
Video Revachol is a 24-hour video rental. We rent 8 and 10mm film for home use. This is Lamy. Sir, I don't know. It's a video rental. Maybe you rent videos here. No.
A co on zavolal?
Maybe you called to extend your rental period? Do you need to extend your rental period? If you need any further assistance, you can visit us on the corner of Voyager and Main. I can't help you over the phone. Are we done?
The call is terminated by the other party.
Tady to nikde není. Oho. Spousta věcí zase vrátí. Možná. Už tam sebereš najednou. Proč to musíme sbírat po jedný? Jeden slaví.
This is the night watchman's booth. The name on the door reads René Arnaud. Listen, it's okay to take a few minutes to yourself. Sit down and have a breather.
Tak tady René pracuje. Porozhlédnu se tady.
If you must. But please hurry. We are pretty easy to spot up here.
Nothing incriminating catches your eye. The cabinets are clean and their sparse contents meticulously organized. There's a framed photograph on the table.
Nebudeme mu to brát.
Let's get going. The entire neighborhood can see us up here.
The chair is not as austere as the rest of the booth. A thin grey pillow is attached to the seat, secured to the stiles by black ribbons. Stale air floods through your nostrils. Not a single mote of dust floats inside your lungs, though. The drawers are empty, save for old timesheets and receipts. One small box, however, does hold some cheap painkillers. They are slightly out of date. Oh boy, where to start? Elevated risk of dementia, mini strokes, prophet's disease, sudden death, hair death, erectile malfunction, critical flatulence, watery blood, black mucus, uncontrollable weeping, increased sensitivity to la opera, inoperable joint disorder, total spinal collapse. Don't think about that. Quick, think about something else. The enormity of the case before you dwarfs the list of side effects. You can't even see the side effects anymore. They're nothing.
Ne, nic si nevezmu.
You stand and exit the booth.
Co? Dolů to nejde? Dolů to nejde.
A rusting control panel with several knobs. 2 buttons marked marche and arrête are faded with use. It seems to control the large crane above. A container is attached to marche, on, arrête, off.
Jo, asi budeme muset potřebovat zdvihnout tohle. Ne, nebudeme potřebovat. A ten kontejner budeme moct shodit. Asi. Sundat.
Rusting control panel. Marche. On.
Tohle je to asi. Tohle je pohyb.
With a loud grind, the crane shifts overhead, moving a massive metal container through the air. With a surprisingly quiet thunk, the crane places the container down. The harbor sleeps as the strike rages in the distance. The crane can rest again, now that its purpose has been fulfilled. Move in this container, of course. For this purpose it was built. For this purpose it has
I can't see how that was worth the ruckus, except for seeing the crane in action, which I admit was satisfying.
The crane does not return to its original position. It does not move at all. Before you stands a cargo container, just one of many in the yard.
Něco je na něm zvláštního.
Is this like your thing with that wall again? You do? Because I don't. There are a million containers here. Why are you fixating on this one?
Vyselné řábu.
You just picked one out because you wanted to interact with a cargo container.
Ne.
We're not here to interact with containers. We are here to interview the union boss.
No reply. The knock produces a hollow ring of metal. Doesn't you attempt to turn the handle, to no avail. The doors seem to be mechanically locked. To your left, the lieutenant considers your actions with some puzzlement.
Dál na světě 2 dny.
You're back before the cargo container. Its drawer has not lessened since you were locked. Why are you even trying?
No tak, hro. Ještě jedno štěstíčko.
You're back before the cargo container. Why are you even? You're back before the cargo container. It's drawer. Why are you even trying to open? You're back before the cargo container. Why are you?
Tak. Já vím, že 17 je málo, ale...
You're back before the cargo container. Why are you?
Dobře.
A rusting control panel. No screech of metal when you push the button this time. Only silence as the crane remains. The crane does not return to it. No screech of metal when you push.
Okay, tady s tím nemůžeme dělat fakt nic.
You're back before the cargo container. Why are you even? You're back before the cargo container. Why are you?
Tak ještě jeden pokus. Pome.
You're back before the cargo container. Despite the dirt that surrounds and trails you, a beacon of light emerges from deep within you.
Ta hra mě vždycky slyší, když řeknu ještě jeden pokus a najednou to vyjde. Ahoj, je tam někdo?
The door stands silent.
Satisfied, detective?
Try again.
Jestli tam někdo je, no bych si s vámi promluvil.
Just like that, you hear a click, then a rattle. Some mechanism unlocks itself inside the door.
Ahoy! Come on in!
Mega bohatý chlapík ohýbající světlo? Ahoj, pojďte dál.
You can't be serious.
Haha. What the f?
The man stands at the far end of the shipping container. It's hard to say anything more about him. You cannot make out any of his details, but you do feel the overwhelming presence of capital. The feeling causes all the hairs on your body to stand at attention, like soldiers preparing for review. Something's amiss. The light beams bend around his face and scatter in 1,000 directions. It seems the laws of physics do not apply here. They are suspended, distorted, and echo. Trying to visualize the physics at play is liable to give you an aneurysm. Don't think about it too hard. In the general stillness, only your tongue moves, flickering as you utter.
Ahoy.
Welcome. Come in. Make yourself at home. Sorry, I'm not better able to receive you. I wasn't expecting visitors today.
You can't hear him exactly, yet you're able to understand every word he says. It is very strange. An overwhelming hum covers everything. Voice doesn't escape from him.
Now, what can I do for you, gentlemen?
To, co je z jeho těla vidět, vypadá vyrovnaně. V ostrém letním obleku a jachtařské boty. Kdo jste?
Who am I? Oh, I haven't been asked that question for such a long time. I don't anyhow. My name is Rustam Theodore, investor, license holder, and extremely high net worth individual. And you are?
Mr. Theodore, I am Lieutenant Kim Kitsuragi of the RCM, and this is my partner.
Jsem detektiv alkoholik. Jsem detektiv.
Pleasure to meet you. Public service is a noble cause.
Jak jste tak zbohatl?
Oh Lord, not this again.
Co je za problém, Kime?
Oh, nothing. It's just that we've got this murder to solve, and yet you go around asking everyone about money. And every time I ask, are you sure this is related to the case, you say, sure, Kim, I think it is. And yet, it never seems to get us any closer to solving the case.
It's quite alright. I'm used to the question by now. To be blunt, I inherited my fortune from my grandmother, who herself was an extremely high net worth individual back in Graz. All I did was take her fortune and invest it prudently. Believe it or not, it takes more than a bit of skill not to blow a vast fortune on sailing boats, bad choices, and unsupervised state policy.
And blow. Actually, at the level this guy is, it takes several generations to do that. But, alright.
Jaké je to být člověkem s mimořádně vysokým majetkem, to je působivé, ale chtěl bych se vás zeptat na něco jiného.
I gotta tell you, at first, being rich is a lot of work. You've got to work hard because everything's so darn expensive. You know, prices increase exponentially at this income level. But then, once you've reached my position, it's nearly impossible for me not to make money. My assets are so diversified that I'm bound to come out ahead. Some of my lower net worth friends say to me, but doesn't that take all the fun out of it? And I tell them, not really.
A opravdu akumulace kapitálu je sama o sobě odměnou. Nemyslíte si, že byste měl své velké bohatství využít pro slávu své vlasti? Jste zloději, lidi tam venku dřou, zatímco vy si tady valíte šunky. Je skvělé, že se vám tak dobře daří, ale nemyslíte, že něco z tohohle bohatství dlužíte i zbytku společnosti? Třeba.
Sure, and they benefit when I buy things to stimulate the economy. Do you know how many jobs it takes to build and maintain a racing yacht?
Pracovních míst je potřeba na stavbu a údržbu závodní jachty. Stovky.
Dozens, at least. Of course, in the future it will all be automated. But my point is this. Every man gets what he earns. It's the height of tyranny to take that from him.
Chlape, mít se postavenou osobou zní skvěle.
It is truly. It's almost entirely carefree. It really leaves you time to better yourself spiritually.
Hey, all this talk about money has made you lose the thread. What is going on with the light in this place? That's what you need to ask him about.
Je na vás něco divného. No nevím, jak to mám přesně formulovat, a vypadá to tak nějak jinak.
Are you talking about my chin?
Nee.
Oh, that's what you mean. Yes, I've heard of this effect, though I've never witnessed it myself, of course. It has something to do with our Weiss-Wiesemann coefficient.
The Weiss-Wiesemann coefficient is a ratio designed to reflect the difference in net worth between individuals. When the coefficient is close to 1, or 100%, it means one person possesses all the net worth. Among that group of individuals, it's been observed that when the Weiss-Wiesemann coefficient reaches about 0.96 or so, the laws of physics begin to bend around the high net worth individual.
Chcete mi říct, že jste tak bohatý, že se vám až světlo doslova vyhýbá kolem obličeje?
Among other things. But calm down. I am but a lowly single-digit billionaire. That's good.
Kime také vidíte tyhle divné věci okolo?
I see nothing of the sort. To be frank, all I see is a gentleman who is unusually well dressed for Martinez, in a cargo container, which I admit is odd.
Aha, to vidíme jenom my.
Yes, I imagine that does look strange to you. My container.
Co tady děláte?
Traveling. This is a great way to get around. It's fun, it's safe, and it gives me lots of time to think.
Já tak mluvil o té sportovní jachtě nějaký.
By the way, let me now ask you a question. Where are we exactly?
In the very, very early days of colonizing this archipelago, the kingdom of Sirens, a precursor of a modern Sur-le-Clay, used to own the city of Revachol, an obscure detail in the bigger picture, but still worth dropping.
Na čtvrtě Revacholu v bývalém hlavním městě celého světa.
Revachol. I remember walking its streets as a teenager. There used to be a bowling alley in Stella Maris. But it's a shame I can't get out and explore myself. One of the downsides of being an extremely high net worth individual is that mobs of low net worth individuals are constantly banding together to ask for money.
Počkat, a proč jim nepomůžete? Máte tolik peněz, že vám to přeci nemůže být jedno.
There simply aren't enough hours a day to hand out all the handouts. It's like feeding seagulls. There are always more and they never seem to do anything. Spending money is a matter of desire. I'm sure you agree. I don't have the desire for spending it like that. Smart, no? It also provides a means to hide from all the targeted advertising, luxury yachts, high-fidelity portable radio systems, fail-proof outerwear, and so on. It just gets a bit middle class after a while. A bit bourgeois. get me wrong. They are nice things, but once you achieve a certain level of wealth, your time and mental space become much more important than material goods. Go right ahead.
Vy jste investor, že? Mohl bych dostat nějaké peníze.
Could you please stop asking people for money? It does not reflect well on the RCM, and to be perfectly frank, we can't afford to look worse than we already do.
Ale Kime, také si nemohu dovolit vypadat lépe než teď, proto potřebuju ty peníze.
It's perfectly alright. Based on your appearance, I can tell I'm dealing with a smart man. As you may know, us high net worth individuals do not have a lot of cash on hand. Investments and liquidity are enemies of one another. I think I only have coins for coffee machines. Here is 3 real. How much can you get for this?
Tři reály. No.
You're welcome. You know, maybe you can make that money grow. Come up with an investment plan. How's that sound?
Odprezentuj svůj druhý investiční plán. Řekl bych, že nelze ho zkusit znova. A tohle odejdeme.
Thanks for stopping by. Welcome back, gentlemen. What can I do for you?
If business planning were really your strong suit,
No tak, pojď.
if business plan
Musíme z něho vytáhnout peníze.
Welcome back, gentlemen.
if business planning were
17 vyjde.
Welcome back, gentlemen.
if business plan
Jenom to bude chvíli trvat.
Welcome back, gentlemen.
if business planning were really your
Hele, jako vždycky, ještě jeden pokus. No, poslední pokus. Slyšíš, hro? Říkám poslední pokus.
Welcome back, gentlemen.
if business planning were really your
To tentokrát nevyšlo.
Welcome back, gentlemen.
if business
Pojď.
Welcome back, gentlemen.
if business planning were really your
Welcome back, gentlemen.
if business planning were really your strong suit, you probably
Welcome back, gentlemen.
if business planning were really
Tak asi fakt naposledy.
Welcome back, gentlemen.
Třeba konceptuálnost, ale tu mám na 6 poměrně vysokou mám.
if business planning
Welcome back, gentlemen.
if business planning were
No tak. Jo, taky měli 17, jenomže tam jsme měli ještě pár bonusů k tomu,
What can I
že?
do for you?
deploying high concept buzzword
Yes.
generator. All systems functional, ready to engage in 3, 2, 1. It's time to disrupt the future. You've got to stay lean, innovative, and focus on what matters most. The children.
Měli byste investovat do centra pro mladé.
Youth center, huh? What kind of youth center?
Come on, tell him what he wants to hear.
Ten, který se věnuje vštěpování liberálních ekonomických hodnot dětem z rodin s nízkým čistým příjmem. Jeden z nich má inspirovat budoucí vůdce k veřejné službě. Víte, normální centrum pro mládež s basketbalovým hřištěm a tak.
No. You've got to think bigger than that. Brilliant. Without children, who'll be there to buy stuff in the future?
Kdyby to nevyšlo, vždycky můžeme centrum přebudovat na nákupní centrum nebo na firmu se soukromým kapitálem.
When life closes a door, it opens a window, yes? What do you expect me to tell you this?
Vysoce vzdělaný, k práci připravený lidský kapitál, který může být zaměřen na libovolný počet vašich rozsáhlých zájmů.
You're deep into ultra-liberal territory now. Good work.
Very impressive. You've got a natural eye for unusual investment opportunities. I don't normally do this without a formal pitch deck, but to hell with it. What's the point of being rich if you have to follow all the rules? Here's the round of seed funding. This should be enough to prove out the concept and get things off the ground.
Jo, jsme z něho vymáčkli kolik? Stovku? Stovku.
Cha-ching! What'll it be? Speed? Vodka? Cigarettes?
Remember, it's not a handout. It's an investment, and I expect to see returns.
The lieutenant stands there, dumbfounded. His mouth opens slightly, then closes. Is he having a stroke?
Kime, jste v pořádku?
Yes, I'm alright. Can we get going now?
Now, was there anything else I could help you gentlemen with?
Tak děkujeme.
Wow, you work hard. Oh, yes, you hustle. You're a provider. It's tough out there, but you keep it real and provide.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, like a horse, a workhorse. For hard, look at yourself. You're a human pedometer. You must have walked 200,000 steps down cracked asphalt, mosaic, sand, and that is the sign of a hustler who never gives up. The world is harsh and people are evil. You didn't make it that way, and you won't let it break you. You ride. A little. You make money. You got gills, baby. Got those black papers with the faces of the innocents on them. You bring in the Franco-Negros and the Solas. It ain't easy, but you do it. Day in and day out. You didn't make the rules, but you won't lose. You're a cop, and a sprinter, and a money printer.
Myslím, že jo, vzal jsem ten úplatek od té ženské Joyce. Nemůžu říct, že se mi nepovedlo z toho chlapka dostat nějaké peníze a pak jsem to tady věci do zástavy, tomu.
Sure. And has it been easy? Is life easy? Have you not gone into cardiac arrest? Are you not about to have an anxiety attack or shoot yourself in the mouth? But you still hustle 24/7, ride or die. Now, ask yourself, are you rich?
No teďka trošičku peněz máme. Herně.
Get out of here. You're a pauper. You work harder than anyone. Almost rode yourself to the grave, and you're still practically a hobo. Why is that?
To kvůli tomu Gartovi, co se po mně vozí. Systém nefunguje, tam venku je poptávka po skonupovaných policajtech, ale imigranční poldové srazili ceny zasraný daně, čeče.
That's right. 100%. Fucking G-Man's got his jam covered sticky fingers in your pocket, stealing from you every time you buy. Our tax is almost non-existent in the Gossamer state. That is Revachol.
Myslím, že tam daně nejsou vůbec.
You and I both, but they got those indirect modes of taxation. Sales tax, excise duty, extraction tax. This tax that doesn't even have a name. 98% of all your money.
Ani hovno. Hádám, že jsem teď fundamentalista volného trhu. Tohle mi s mým peněžním problémem moc nepomáhá. Jen to ze mě dělá zastánce volného trhu.
Here you go, hustler. Fight the righteous fight. Free the people. Keep it real. Keep it street. Keep foaming at the mouth furiously.
Minus do empatie. Ne, tak tohle to nechceme. Chceme stále tohle. No nic, máme penízky. Nějaký. A přátelé, zároveň to tady zapíchnu, protože se blíží půlnoc. A pokračování necháme na někdy příště. Takže bylo to úspěšné. Máme penízky. Dostali jsme se do přístavu. Vyřešili jsme tu záhadu v té knihovně. A to je víceméně všechno. Nic víc jsme pořádně nevyřešili. Jo, ještě jsme prozkoumali tu chvilku. Ale tak jako dobrý. A máme nějaký nový plášť. Ale teď jdeme chrnět. Přátelé. Tak jo. Jako vždycky. Pokud jde o ostatní streamy, i když zítra je sobota, teoreticky je zítra sobota, že jo? Nebo není? Středa, aha, není. Ty já jsem úplně ztracený v čase. Zítra je čtvrtek. Teprve. No, to znamená, bude platit furt to, co říkám. Bude platit to, co říkám, takže jako vždycky, kdyby náhodou sledujte nadpis vypnutého streamu, pokud by přišel nějaký day off nebo pozdní stream, budu se to tam snažit nějak dávat vědět, ale teď je to všechno. Takže jo, já vám všem děkuji za návštěvu, přeju vám krásnou dobrou noc a u nějakého dalšího streamu zase. Ahoj.